Hey everybody, my name is Frank. I live in Cabot, Arkansas. I'm doing this video for a GoFundMe page on YouTube. And I want to share a couple of things with you really quick. Uh, I moved to Cabot from West Memphis, Arkansas about 5 years ago. Went to work for a uh, hunger relief company in town called the Arkansas Rice Depot. And I went to work for them, and they merged with the Arkansas Food Bank here in town about a year later. And then once the merger took place, uh, I decided that I wanted to do something on my own to give back to some people that I'll mention here in a minute, and also to help others get out of a situation that I found myself in as a 7-year-old, in hopes of starting my own faith-based care facility for kids and young adults. I'd never worked for a hunger relief program, but I was one of those hunger relief program recipients, along with 5 siblings or 6 siblings, uh, back when I was almost 50 years ago. I'm not telling my age, but I was 7 years old when I went to the Methodist Children's Home here in Little Rock, Arkansas. I remember those days, and I wanted to share those things and show you that I am who I am, and give you just a little bit of background about myself and my family, in hopes of making someone that may see this video, that may have the capabilities of assisting my passion, if you will, in the future. And that's what this is all about. It's not about me. It's not about money. It's not about anything except my passion for helping others help themselves. And that's what it's about. It's all, like I said, faith-based. It works if people see numbers, I think. I think it works if people see children in a certain way that maybe they don't see every day, and that's a hungry child. Most people see kids that are playing and eating at McDonald's, swimming in the local pool, having fun. That's not the way it is on the other side, if you will. So this is more of a educational video, but it's also a heartfelt request from whoever may see this to help the children, the youth, and maybe even someday the seniors in the state of Arkansas and every other state as far as that goes. So again, my name is Frank Harrison. I live in Cabot, Arkansas. I've got a wife of 30, almost 36 years. I have 4 children, 3 boys and a girl. I've got 6 grandchildren, and that's a little bit about me. Again, this isn't about me, so I don't want to make it sound that way. I want everybody to know that I've been out of work since November of 2016 due to the merger that I mentioned earlier of the 2 hunger relief companies coming together. After about a year, almost a year, there was a reduction in force because of the merger. It was too just they didn't have enough positions, I guess. We were guaranteed 1 year pay or 1 year employment. I received that, and then I decided that, hey, maybe it's time for me to try to do something on my own. And so that's what this is about. So anyway, that's like I said, that's a little bit about me. Now, this is my first video, so be patient with me. I'm not a video person, as you can probably tell already. What I am is passionate, and I care, and I believe that this may be what I need to do to give back. And that's basically what it is. I'm passing it on. First of all, I want to give you a little information about the home that I stayed in. It's the Methodist Children's Home here in Little Rock. And now, back then, it was called Methodist Children's Home. Now it's actually the Methodist Family Health. Same thing. I want you to see that so you know that I'm being honest with you. It's the same program, it's just a little different name now. But I stayed there for about 2.5 years. My siblings were, there were 7 of us, 6 boys and a girl. My youngest brother, the youngest one out of our family, never went to the home. The other 6 of us, 1 girl and 5 boys, at some point stayed there for about 2.5 years up to 7 years. And so different ages, but 5 boys and a girl all went down there. And that home affected all of us in different ways. And so that's why, along with the statistics that I'll get into in a minute, that's why I want to give back. That's why we have a problem with kids, hunger, abuse, and it's just time for that to go away. And I feel led by the Lord to do something. And so that's what I'm going to try and do. So anyway, Methodist Children's Home, that's what it is. You go in there, it's an orphanage for some kids. It's a safe haven for others for a temporary amount of time. While I was there, I actually had what's known as a right atrial septal defect. That's a hole in your heart. I had my heart surgery. Had I been at home, we probably never would have even went to the doctor. Who knows what would have happened if I were at home. But at 7 years old, I went there, along with, like I said, my other brothers and my sister, at different times in their ages and lives. And for me, the home, I was sad at 7 years old, but I was sure happy to be able to eat 3 meals a day, go to school, go to the doctor when needed, have friends, and not be made fun of because of what I wore, or having to go to school with torn up shoes. And so this was it was a really good thing for me in particular. And that's why I've always had a passion for what I do today. But that's enough about me. Let me show you a couple more things, and then I'll end this video in hopes of someday having a place that I can call a safe haven, if you will, for people that I hope I'm able to touch with your help and make a difference in their life the way that the Methodist Children's Home has done in my life and my family's life, as well as my brothers and sisters' families and lives. So, enough about me. I wanted to share something real quick with you, and then I'll get off of here. Here is a validation picture, if you will, of myself and some of my co-workers at the Arkansas Rice Depot. As you can see, this is me, good looking guy right there. That's just validation, a little bit of the story there about the Rice Depot and the merger and all these things here. But I just wanted to let you see that so that you guys know that I work for the Rice Depot. I'll flip it over. Here's some friends and volunteers that actually helped at the Rice Depot or worked there. Very good friends, very good workers, and very good volunteers. I actually ran the volunteer department and enjoyed every minute of it. Good people, good hearts, and a good mission. I loved it. Okay, and then here, this is another picture from the Rice Depot. Clearly shows you that I hung out there for a little while and hopefully we made a difference in some people's lives. I want to read a quick story to you, just to kind of give you an idea of why I'm doing what I'm doing in hopes of touching someone's heart and somebody out there making a big difference in helping myself and others. When we were little, my brothers and me did some pretty risky things to get food or get money to buy food. We borrowed the 25-cent Coke bottles and turned them in to get money. We knew it was wrong, but we had no food, even with Mom working 2 jobs and Grandma helping out. Feeding 7 kids was hard. I remember when I was 7, we would dumpster dive behind the grocery store. The store would throw out all of their food that was about to go bad. We were happy to take it, but the best thing they would throw in the dumpster were the cinnamon roll packed biscuits. The ones with the icing. We loved it. We also had to dig through dumpsters at night so no one would see us. It's hard when you're a little kid because we knew we would get teased if anyone found out that we were so poor. We didn't even have enough food to eat. It was raining today. I was dropped off at the children's home. I will never forget seeing the taillights of the car pulling away. But my life was better for it. My mom made a hard choice. Today I no longer have to worry about where my next meal is coming from. But there are thousands of kids in Arkansas that do exactly that every week. They're doing the same things that I used to do in order to have food. They're crawling around in dumpsters, looking for those iced cinnamon biscuits. Now, I'm blessed to work at the Rice Depot managing the warehouse, but I can tell you from first-hand experience, we really need your help. We need money to stock the shelves. Summer donations were way down, and it hurts me to think about kids going without food. I remember how difficult that was. It was difficult. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I hope it works out. There's another picture. It was 7 or 8, something like that. Had hair back then. Cool. Okay, that's that. Here's another little quick story of the Rice Depot and some of the thoughts behind what I did, what I'm wanting to do. The warehouse is already active when the first office workers enter the building in the morning, welcomed by the beep, beep, beep of the forklift. Most likely it's the warehouse manager, Frank Harrison, in that forklift. Frank is a manager who leads by doing, and the warehouse staff appreciates his example and his dedication. So do the office workers. Without a professional warehouse operation to work of the Arkansas Rice Depot could not be accomplished. Food would not be distributed to hungry Arkansans. Since Frank joined us Sorry about that. Since Frank joined us in January, he's cleaned up and reorganized our warehouse, provided much appreciated support and encouragement to the staff, and entertained us with his singing. Dolly Parton appears to be a favorite, as he works to ensure that food is received, inventoried, stored, and distributed as efficiently as possible. For that reason, and many others, Frank is our Hunger Hero. Yep, they named me the Hunger Hero of the Year and did a story about me. And raised quite a bit of money. I'm humbled by that. Frank is dedicated to doing good work, but that's not the only reason he's here at Arkansas Rice Depot. He was drawn to our mission to improve the lives of hungry Arkansans and, in particular, our Food for Kids program. That's because Frank was a hungry child, raised with 6 brothers and a sister, really 5 brothers and a sister, who worked 2 jobs, and a grandmother who contributed her small retirement check to the family. He was a child who rummaged in dumpsters for food. At one point, when things were really bleak, he and 4 of his siblings lived there for several years at the Methodist Children's Home. 5 siblings, actually. And he remembers watching the tailgates of the car disappear and wondering when he would see the rest of his family again. However, Frank also remembers that he had enough food to eat while he was there, and none of it came from a dumpster. Today he realizes that his mom made a very hard decision to ensure her children had food and shelter. He gives his mom and his grandmother all the credit for the blessed life he has now and has with his wife and 4 children. So years later, Frank spends his days working at the Arkansas Rice Depot, making sure that the food coming in for our Food for Kids program is properly received, safely stored, and eventually shipped out to hungry children across the state. He knows how those children feel: scared, worried, sad, and his spirit is lifted to know that this work makes a difference in their lives. Beep, beep, beep is the sound of this month's Hunger Hero, moving pallets of peanut butter, oat bars, and juice into the vans that deliver hope to children across Arkansas. That's what it's about, right there. Okay, last but not least, I think you have a good idea now of who I am, where I come from, and what my mission is. I feel led by the mission. I don't know that much about business, but I know that much about hunger. I'm not college educated, but I am battle tested. And I feel like I'm 58 years old, well, 59, sorry. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. Make a difference to those that don't have, not just kids, anyone. And I hope you'll help me. One other thing I want to show you, and this is just numbers, if you will, from a company called CASA, which is Child Advocacy Centers of Arkansas. It's just a child service to help. They help with medical bills, they help with abused children, they help with food, emergency situations. Just a great, great organization. I wanted to show you one statistic that will jump out to you on this page. And this will probably blow your mind, but I want you to see it. I want you to see that this is a publication from the CACA, Child Advocacy Centers of Arkansas. There's your logo, right there. And here is your stats. I want to read something to you real quick. Type of trauma. These kids go through all kinds of different things. The average age of these kids in the year 2015, this publication is the average. They took an average age of 9. Okay, so it's 9 years old. Type of trauma, physical abuse, 13%. Neglect, 2%. Drugs and danger, 2%. Witnessed violence, 5%. Other, 4%. This is the one that breaks my heart the most. Sexual abuse. 9 years old. 82%. More than 8 out of every 10 9-year-old kids in this country, at least in the state of Arkansas, statistically in 2015, will be abused. I hope that explains why I have the passion that I do. I hope you can see that. %. It's sad when we can put a person in prison for $25,000 cost per year for drunk driving or abusing a child. But we can't make sure before that child even is old enough to be in the 4th grade is abused. So, if this government will not spend that kind of money on the children, $25,000 would go a long, long, long ways for my family and a lot of others. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. I hope that whoever sees this video will A, participate, if not with me, with others, in making sure that we get something done for the children. It's not my mother's fault that she put me in the home. I believe wholeheartedly that she did the right thing. And I'm also more sure of this fact. I'm a better person for it. And I hold no ill will with me. Thanks for listening. Again, I'm basically trying to raise funds. I've been out of work since November of 2016. on some unemployment and working some odd and jobs. I just have a passion. Nothing else seems to really matter right now to me. Sounds bad. Thank the Lord for 401k funding or funds. But again, I appreciate your time. I know this has been a longer video than I had planned on, but I hope that it has kind of showed you a little bit about what I want to do. My plan is the first 3 months fundraising. That's what I'm going to be doing, in hopes of finding a facility, in hopes of do some public speaking and maybe try to raise money that way. But I feel in my heart that I'm drawn to do this. I think that it's something that I just need to do. And I hope that you know a little bit about me now. Anyone that knows me will tell you that I have this passion. And at 59, I may not be around another 25 or 30 years. If it's a year or if it's 20 years. I want to finish my lifetime helping others, especially the children, and then maybe move into seniors, maybe some type of home, but at least what I would call an emergency shelter for those that need it. That's my goal, my immediate goal, not my future goal. But thank you. Tell everybody about the video. I would appreciate it. Wish me luck, and I hope that each of you will help in some way, even if it's not myself. But I can assure you the funds will go to the mission. I'm not here to beg for me, but I am here. Yes, I said beg. I'm begging you for your help. Because the kids need it. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you. Again, I'm not a videographer. I'm not a movie star, even though I know I look like it. But God bless you. And this is Frank Harrison, Cabot, Arkansas. Thank you so much for your time. Tell everyone about me and the video, and go find me. Thank you. God bless.